I want us to talk about love versus attachment. To love someone is to want for that person, to want for them to have their needs met, to want for them to be happy, to want things for them, right? Where it tends to be a little tricky is when we start to love someone up close. Suddenly the things that we want for them are clashing with the things that we want from them. And that's where attachment comes into play. Our attachment needs tell us how we need to be loved. They're kind of this part of us that reminds us that we exist. We have needs too, and we deserve to be happy too. Our attachment needs sort of bubble up within us and can speak on behalf of that. These things clash all the time. I think a huge part of our job is finding the balance to understand, how do I love this person? How do I want for them whatever it is that they need right now, while at the same time not ignoring what I need for myself? And those are conversations worth having, for sure, 100%. But I think a lot of the conversations that people incidentally are having is not questioning, am I showing up out of love or am I showing up out of attachment to begin with? A lot of us just aren't even asking that question. And so we'll use one of my favorite examples. Almost every adult that I know has been through it, and that is partner comes home from work after a long, hard day, and they're not acting super happy to see you. It's not that they're treating you poorly or anything like that. It's just you can tell the energy's off. How do you respond to that? What does that look like? I used to be the kind of person to take that very personally. I would perceive it as mistreatment even if it wasn't, and make it into this like, why are you treating me this way thing? Your energy's off. Are we okay? Even if my partner was just like, no, I had a long day at work. I want to decompress. I don't want to talk right now. Something wouldn't click for me there, right? The truth is that I was triggered, but I didn't know that yet. I've done a video on triggers if you want to check it out and see, about your own behavior. But I didn't know I was triggered yet. So they would say, I've had a hard day at work or whatever the case is. And I would struggle to take that at face value. I would look for something under the surface to be wrong. Now, if we're defining love as wanting the people that we love to have their needs met, what is that behavior? What is that loving behavior? No, I was acting out of my own attachment needs. And I want to be clear, we need both. We need our attachment needs and we need love. Both of those things need to show up in relationship because, like I said, attachment needs remind me that I exist, I have needs, I have feelings, I have an experience in this. The issue is that in that specific situation that happens all too often, I'm leading with all attachment needs, no love, when this person clearly also has needs that need to be met. So we throw the shoe on the other foot. Let's say I'm the person who comes home. I've had a really long, hard day at work. I'm in an awful mood about it. I don't really want to talk. If I'm in that position, if that is how I'm feeling, then the last thing that would feel like love to me is my partner, the moment I walk in the door, taking it personally, wanting me to talk it out, ignoring my needs completely. Because I too have attachment needs. I too exist. Now, years beyond living that experience, I can tell you that, partner comes home from work. They're in a rotten mood. They say, yeah, I just had a terrible day at work. Working on my own triggers, my own attachment style, working to be more secure in myself. Loving them looks like, you had a long, hard day at work. I'm sorry. You want to talk about it, or do you just want to chill out? If they just want to chill out, maybe I give them some space. I support them in whatever them chilling out looks like. I also have my boundaries. Don't snap at me. Don't take it out on me. I'm here to support you. I understand that you're in a bad mood. What do you need? I'm not expecting you to be on for me. You're operating at like a 20% right now. We all have hard days. It took me probably too long to figure out that one of the things about being in a relationship is that we deserve to feel safe to not be on. That's one of the biggest things about being home. Like, I don't have to be on, right? So if I have to be on for my partner, that's not a very emotionally safe space for me, because I can't be on 100% of the time, nor can my partner. We have to be able to build that into relationship. And when we accept that, it feels more loving. That space that we take, that quiet time, you can feel the love through those moments because we learn to take them with ease. So anyway, that's just one example, just a very common example. And on the flip side of that, because I know somebody's going to ask, if I come home, I've had a really long, hard day, what does it look like for me to take a step to reassure my partner, make sure they know it's not personal, without ignoring my own needs? I walk in the door and I say, hey, I've had a terrible day. I really don't feel like talking about it just yet. I love you so much. Do you mind if we have some quiet time? That's it. That's me considering them enough to say, here's where I'm at. Love you, and here are my needs. It's exactly what it was on the reverse. I see where you're at, love you, and these are my needs. Don't snap at me, don't take it out on me, right? Those are my boundaries. But this is just one example, right? Love and attachment shows up all over our relationships. It's up to each of us to figure out what the balance is for us, both as individuals as well as work with the people that we're around to figure out how that works in relationship with other people. And this isn't just about romantic relationships, it's also about friendships. It could even show up at work. What does it look like to care about your team while also making sure you care about yourself? That's the balance. So this is a short, sweet video just to call you in really quick to ask yourself, am I showing up in love or am I showing up out of my attachment needs? And what is the balance that actually feels healthy in this situation? It will solve so many problems that we're seeing pop up when conflicting attachment styles show up in relationship. If you want more on this, to dive deeper, I do have an article on this. I will link it in the description below. And that's about it. All right, take care.